What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Um, Happy Tuesday, I guess. I'm here. I'm alive and kicking. Um, just wanted to hop on for a bit, killing time. Um, you know, just waiting for my girl to get off work about 9 o'clock or so. But I figured I'd come on here for a bit. I dropped the StreamYard link if you guys want to join. You don't have to be on camera or anything. Just need your audio. Um, But I guess the SEC, how do you put it? The spring meetings were this week, and I don't know. I don't know all the headlines, but I've heard some interesting stuff. I need to listen to more of John Summerall in Florida. Obviously, he's entering year one, taking over for Sunbelt Billy Napier. Um, Kalen DeBoer had some good things to say. He loves the improvement of the defense. He loves both quarterbacks between Austin and Keelan Russell. Uh, he loves what he's seeing. He's not ready to name a starter. It's it's something that how do I want to put it? Like it's something he's still wanting to see develop. There's not really a front runner, but let's be honest. If you go back and watch any of A-Day highlights on Alabama football on YouTube with Kyle Henderson, you will see. Holy crap! Elon Russell's a beast, dude. Austin Mack looks good too. I'm not going to deny that, but you know. Anyway, let's see who's in here in the comments. Starting from the top, I dropped the StreamYard link if y'all want to join. Robert Sharpton. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Afternoon, I guess. Daniel Barry's in here. Appreciate that. Randy Anderson, Neo. Dude, what's up, buddy? I ain't heard from you in forever, man. I hope you and Lizard are doing good. Miss you, man. I miss hearing from you and seeing you in the community and everything. It has been a while, dude. Roll Tide, and I hope you're doing well, man. It's good to see you. I've just been, I'm done with school and everything. I'm just working now full time and just trying to figure some stuff out here or there. But yeah, I'm engaged in everything. We got the wedding planned for next year, and looking forward to that. And we're excited. I'm excited for football season too. I think speaking of the SEC and like spring meetings, it's like there's certain teams out there. Like you could okay, take Florida for example. I'm not here to hype them up. I'm not here to tear them down. I think the Summerall hire is a great freaking hire, dude. I think he's done good everywhere he's been. Now the same was for Billy Napier. Um, I mean, this is back to back G5 coaches going to Florida. But at the same time, it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Can Florida bounce back and have a big year in 2026? I think it's one of those things for Florida, and it's one of those programs to watch because it's going to be it's not going to happen right away. It's not going to turn into like a Indiana or 2019 LSU. It's just not going to be that. However, if he recruits well, and it seems like Florida is so far, and he plays his cards right in the regular season and everything, down the road in a couple years or so, could we see them at least back in the top 25? I think it could be a possibility, but I wouldn't bet my life savings or anything on it. Let me see some other comments here. We got a question from Robert. You heard about starting in 2027. The SEC won't have a cupcake week the weekend before Thanksgiving. Hell yeah, dude. I'm so excited for that. I don't mind playing group of 5 teams. I would agree to a point with Lou when he says 12 game schedule, 10 or 11. I think You should have the 9 SEC games, which we're going to have, and then you should get two other Power Four schools. Even if they suck, it's still Power Four, right? So you go with that. Um, and then you get one cupcake. But this whole I get resting up for rivalry week. I would rather though, because the month of November is like the final month of the regular season, and probably the final month of the football season for some teams if they don't go to a bowl or something. So you want it to mean something, right? Why in the hell? Alabama's always played Citadel, Mercer, West Carolina, Nobody Tech, whoever it is before Auburn. Now, I think it was different the last 2 years. I think the Oklahoma game was in November last 2 years, and I think it was before Auburn. I like a conference game before that. I think if you do the non-conference Power Four opponents, I feel like you should do. I would say get one to open the season with, and then get one for like late October, early November, and then the rest of it just let it be your conference. You know, I think that should be the way to go. Personally, Napier just didn't have what it takes. Yeah, that's true. Well, look, I mean, look. Here's the thing. Um, where was Billy Napier? Was he at? He was at like James Madison or something. Is that right? I don't even remember. Or Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. He was great there. But to be honest, and look, I'm not saying this goes for every Group of Five coach, but it's a big step up, especially to the SEC or the Big Ten. But really, even if you went to like um the bottom of the ACC, the bottom of the Big 12, it's how do I want to put it? It's still a step up from what you're used to in the Group of Five when you transition to a Power Four school. You could play the lowest of the low, you know, in the P4. It's still a step up, and it's competition. You know, Florida State sucks. Look at Alabama. We played them last year, opened the season. We get them again in week 3 in Bryant Denny. They sucked last year. They were absolutely terrible. They were terrible the year before. I would expect a little bit of improvement, maybe 7-5, 8-4 for them at most this next year. Maybe borderline 6 wins. I don't know, but that's still better competition than you know Akron, East Carolina, who Alabama opens with this year. Which I'm really still disappointed in that because I think it was Alabama that canceled West Virginia. I don't know. But dude, oh my gosh. I had that on my countdown app, dude. I was gonna save up and take a trip up there, see Joey Foster. I don't know, man. It just something about that game, really any game, would be like just amazing. And did y'all hear my show the other day? I think I did it Monday. I think it was yesterday. I had talked and this I don't think it came up in the SEC spring meetings, but someone had brought up a good like idea or point of like because in basketball you have the different conferences early in November when the season starts. It's like you have the SEC Big 12 Challenge, ACC Big 10, or however it is. I don't think you should do it necessarily like that, where you have a full weekend for it or whatever. I don't know if you want to call it a challenge, but I feel like, considering they're the best two conferences in football now, I think the Big Ten and the SEC should shake hands and mutually agree to I mean, look, if the SEC goes to 9 games and then wants an extra Power Four opponent, why not schedule something with the Big Ten and make that annual for like a 5 or 10 year period? You know, how cool would it be? I know Alabama, um, they got home and homes with like Ohio State or Minnesota or whoever coming up. They got the home and homes, right? That's one thing, which is cool. It's cool to see. I'm excited. However, what if it's not a home and home necessarily, and you just straight up call up a team? You say, "Hey, I'll give you an example. Let's say Georgia calls up like Penn State. You say, "Hey, it's Kirby Smart, Matt Campbell, hit me up. Like let's get a scheduled game for 2027 or 2028. At least one. Even if it's not like a home and home back to back years, which it could be. That's fine. But you see, like Alabama's got maybe 3 or 4 different Big Ten teams scheduled within the next decade for home and home, right? I know they got like Minnesota, they got Ohio State. I want to say, well, they just played Wisconsin. I know that, but anyway, it just put the best up against the best on the football field before the postseason. It's great to see the bowl games. It's great to see it in a natty. You want that. But you want to really make sure that you get the best teams in. Fix the scheduling a little bit. Put them head to head. Well, it'll create a loss or two for this team. Okay. We're putting in a 3-loss Alabama in the playoffs. At this point, I don't think anybody gives a damn about how many losses you have. Now, again, I know Alabama made the SEC title and everything. I get that, but whatever. I don't know. Let me double check the comments. What's up, MSU fan? Um, Hold on. What's your previous comment? Penn State and State back. Oh, Bama and Penn State. Um, yeah. No, that used to be annual when what was Alabama part of before the SEC? It was it the Southwest is what it was. Um, and you had the Big East with teams like Penn State. Dude, Joe Paterno and Bear Bryant went head to head every year. Now, once or twice in like bowl games and a national title, of course, the goal line stand. But there were like regular seasons. They had like a 10-year window where they played at least 8 times, I think, something like that, throughout the 60s, then up in the 70s. I think probably even in the late 50s. But anyways, I mean, look, it just those were the good old days of football. And I'm not saying we're living in bad times of football now. I'm not going to say that. I mean, I get with NIL, the portal, and all the craziness. I get it, but it could be worse. But it could be so much better, man. Because honestly, can we get real as football fans for a second and say that even with the NIL, even with the portal, with all the off-season madness, does that stuff really matter at the end of the day when you're sitting on your couch watching 10 hours, 12 hours of football from college game day to midnight and you just want to see good time football games like being played instead of this FCS going to the SEC to lose by 75 points? I mean, be real. Holy crap. Oh my god! I remember before Oklahoma and Texas joined the SEC. I was excited for the home and home with Tennessee, Oklahoma, and then COVID hit and they canceled it. They never rescheduled it. Now today it would mean something because remember Josh Heupel was he quarterback at Oklahoma? He was at Oklahoma when they won a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is like There's so much to love, man. I feel like, even though it's kind of a power thing with the Big Ten and the SEC going at it, not really going at it, but like they're definitely taking over college football each and every day. You have the conference expansion, the 9 conference games, the 2014 playoff, and everything, and it sounds like it's gonna suck. But let's just be real; those are the 2 best conferences. It's not like we're shipping them off for lower class D3 schools or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just saying. But yeah, I don't know. So there's that. The other part of this stream, G5, Jon and Florida might bounce back in 4 years. There's a lot of hype and expectation around Florida. I'm not buying it. I'm not here to make fun either. I need to see it to believe it. Now, I do think he's going to probably do a better job and can do a better job than Billy Napier. I touched on that briefly at the start of the show. But again, it's a see it to believe it thing. I feel like the latter part of Dan Mullen after that COVID year and what Billy Napier did has ruined Florida. Just ruined them. And there's a lot of digging up to do. Now, not as much as their rival Florida State. Yes, I'm taking shots. We play them again this year. I have every right to talk. But again, I don't know. They're confident. They're confident. I need to see it to believe it. I don't blame them. I feel like I like the Jon Summerall hire. I like him as a guy, a coach, everything like that. I think he brings class and high expectations to Florida, and I feel like he can get it done. But again, it's not something I wouldn't bet $1.50 on it because I just don't know. I need to see it on the field. You know, um, don't have their schedule pulled up. Not sure who they play. Other than teams like Georgia, Florida State, they're rivals. Auburn. Oh, shoot, that's a good one. I do remember they play Auburn, I think, on the Plains this year. Oh my God, that used to be a big time rivalry back in the day. And I haven't played in a while, man. That's so crazy. Anyway, back to these comments here. I have a hot take, says MSU fan. Arizona and Notre Dame make the playoffs. That is a hot take. Notre Dame has a better chance than Arizona. Notre Dame, I think, has a legit chance. Arizona, they still got Noah Fafita at quarterback, I believe. They had like a 4-win season. They had like a 9 or 10-win season. They played Oklahoma a couple years ago. We went live for that game in the bowl game, the Alamo Bowl. Arizona to me is just a big mystery. Notre Dame, you could bet on it. Randy says, how do you feel about Alex Golesh at Auburn? I liked him at USF. I moved back in August to Florida, and I started watching like UCF a little bit. I started watching USF. Golesh is one hell of a coach. I think he's got a bright future. I think it's a good hire. It's kind of like Jon Summerall, where the transition to the Power Four, especially the SEC, I need to see it. But again, I think the recruiting's been great for Auburn, even under Hugh Freeze. Brian Harsin had it okay. They just needed a guy that could get them on the field and win big time football games, and I feel like Alex Golesh can. But again, I wouldn't bet on it, and I need to see it first. They open at home against Baylor. I think that's the opener, but that's within the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. They rematch Baylor. It's just crazy. How do you go and win that game against Baylor with Jackson Arnold at quarterback and then things just fall apart after that. What happened, bro? Auburn won that Baylor game last year, and I said, "Dang, Jackson Arnold's actually looking pretty good." Auburn's got a quarterback now. They got good receivers, Cam Coleman, Perry Thompson, and the company. You know, they got the good pieces on defense. They win that game. I said, "Watch out!" And they go 5-7. They didn't even make a bowl. They won 5 games. Holy crap! And they fired Hugh Freeze. Gosh, but I think Alex Golish. I feel like he's walking into a good situation though. He's got a good program. He's starting off really hot in recruiting. Um, I don't know. I feel like the future is bright for Auburn, and I feel like they made the right move going after Alex Golish. I really do. But again, not anything I would like bet my bottom dollar on. Not anything I would take it to the bank or guarantee you. There are no guarantees with this. I need to see it still. But again, I don't think it's a bad hire. Like I can't sit there and laugh at him as a Bama fan for getting a G5 coach. I mean, I could, but Golish has a good track record, bro. He really does. So that's how I feel about Golish and Auburn. Can't share screen. I got my phone, not my computer right now. I'm in the car. Um, so I can't share screen or look at anything. But Randy says, I don't think Auburn could have done any better with the hire. Oh, so you're with me. You think they hit the nail on the head going after a guy like that? I think so too. But keep in mind, he was there. He was there. And by the way, Byron Brown, at, excuse me, at quarterback, taking over for Jackson Arnold and everybody, comes over to Auburn too. Don't forget, he almost beat Alabama 2 years in a row. Now we pulled away in that fourth quarter. I was at that game with mom and dad a couple years ago. Going on, what was it in 24? But he almost beat Alabama twice, dude. That's the quarterback you want. Not just because of that. I mean, he's just got a good skill set. He's talented. He's very mobile. He's calm and poised in the pocket. He does a lot of things well. I think he's just carries himself as a leader and has good leadership. I mean, I'll leave that up to Coach Golish to determine that, but I feel like they got some good pieces in for Auburn. They lose a couple guys. Cam Coleman goes to Texas, but I mean, you lose your best receiver. But I think is it Malcolm Simmons or whoever that's going to step up big next year, or did he go pro? They had a guy go pro too, I think, but it might have been Malcolm Simmons. I'm trying to think. But anyway, I'm with you. I don't think Auburn could have done any better with the hire. I think they hit it out of the park. They did pretty good. A+ in my book. How do I think Kiffin will do at LSU? I think he'll be pretty good. Um, it's not even a wait and see. I'm really high on that. Do I hate that he left Ole Miss before the playoffs and left it in the hands of Pete Golding? I mean, if I'm Ole Miss, look, it worked out. I mean, they made a semifinal. That's fine. Um, I don't like that he quit on Ole Miss just to take the money and get this Baton Rouge that quickly, um, but no, I think he'll fare pretty good. Uh, they go to Clemson, or no, Clemson comes to Baton Rouge. That's the opener. That's a home and home started last year. I don't remember what was the game last year though. Anyways, depending on how he does in that game against Dabo, that's going to really be a big statement. Not just winning it, but I mean, just there's so much, man. So many good pieces he's brought in. He's recruited greatly. He's flipped some guys, signed some guys, done a lot through the portal. He's just really confident right now. I think Lane's in a good place. I think LSU made a right move going after him. Um, do I think that he should have stayed at Ole Miss? I mean, look, he's Lane Kiffin. He does what he wants, but I mean, I don't think he's done for going to LSU. I think he made a good move. I feel like you have a better chance to win at a place like LSU than you do in Oxford, Mississippi. That's my personal opinion. Again, I'm not here to diss on Ole Miss. I'm not doing that. No hate here. But look at the past 20 years. Look at recency with coaches at LSU compared to Ole Miss. When's the last time Ole Miss won anything other than maybe a New Year's Six bowl? Didn't they win a Peach Bowl or something a few years back? I don't know. LSU's got titles and stuff. Now they had the 2019 one, they had 07, they had 03 with Saban. But hey, that's this century. What the hell is Ole Miss done, man? And again, I'm not here to throw them under the bus or anything. I just throwing my 2 cents in the plate there, 'Ugh. I need to consistently get better about doing the team previews. I've had them going pretty good. I think I'm going to stick to doing them on the show, um, which we won't have one tomorrow morning. We'll pick it up on Friday, but we'll do some more team previews over there and everything. Um, yeah. 2019 championship was pretty good for LSU. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can't take it away from Coach O. Can't take it from Joe Burrow or anything. And we said, 20 years from now, we'll have to ask, was it Joe Burrow or was it Coach O? Look, it's only been 6 years, 7 years, whatever it's been. We know it was Joe Burrow. Now, look, I get that Coach O was in charge and he brought over Joe Brady. He brought the staff. He went after the portal. I get it, but come on, what did he do after that? Well, 2 years after that, I think Joe Burrow made a Super Bowl and Coach O got fired. So you tell me. So, trying to get back to interviews too. Trying to get athletes. I want to get coaches and stuff. Trying to get involved with like high school football down here. Seeing what I could do. I'm still trying to get credentials or whatever for the fall, but we'll see how that goes. I'm in touch with the radio station up in Alabama still. I'm just trying to see what they want to do. JR was saying he wants to put me on the air this fall. Let me call games down here. He can still pick it up and all that. It's so hard to get a media pass, man. Like it hasn't opened up for the application yet. Well, I was just checking every day. Randy, thank you, buddy. Love and appreciate you, man. Roll Tide, and we'll see you later on. Keep in touch, man. Keep in touch. Yep, roll Tide. Drop that StreamYard link again if y'all want to come on. Anyone's welcome. You could be like me and be off camera. You could be on camera. I don't care. I'd love to talk with you guys. You know, start some conversation instead of rambling on. Let me drop that link. There we go. By the way, here is a new and improved, hopefully, if y'all like it, intro for the Christian Ballard Show. Actually, it's not so much an intro as it is like a intermission video. Like if I ever need to take 5 or whatever, take a break, just let that loop. It's not too bad. I like it at least. I like it. I hope y'all do too. What other stingers do I have? Oh man, I miss Jeff Webster. We got this one.
I can't explain it to you if you're not going to let me explain it to you.
Roll Tide!
Willis, say roll tide, bitch.
Good old Millis there. How about that, Tom Brady?
How about that?
Check to local initiative.
Yeah, how about that?
It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? It really doesn't matter what you say.
Roll Tide, baby. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I also added some sound effects for when I'm doing baseball streams because I want to get back to doing some of those, especially with like the baseball tournament. We got these. Yep. Yep. Just looking at some. Why did Bama cancel West Virginia? I don't know. I thought it was dumb though. At first, I thought that I thought West Virginia canceled at first. It was actually Greg Byrne in Alabama. I don't know. I don't know what caused that. I was pissed, dude. I was. Those are the games you live for, to be honest. Am I going to stream any college baseball games this weekend? I might. We'll see. See what my schedule looks like. I might do one Saturday or Sunday night. We'll give it a shot. Take it one day at a time at this point. Going to the Georgia baseball games Friday and Saturday. Well, have fun, man. Have fun, buddy. That'll be a good experience for you. I'm tired. It's only 8 o'clock. Sun hasn't even set out here. I did have a pretty good day at work. Long day though. Yeah, I was gonna try to go for an hour. I ran out of stuff to talk about. Drop the StreamYard link if anyone wants to join, but yeah, I don't know. Probably get some rest. Stuff like that. Listen to music or something. Yeah. Trying to kill time during the off season. I watch old football games on YouTube. Like I like watching the early 2010s and stuff, man. Those are the good old days. The SEC on CBS and all that, man. But yeah. I miss the SEC on CBS for sure. However, I do like the SEC on ABC the last couple years. I like the theme music and everything. You'll never top the SEC on CBS theme music. I feel like the announcers do a better job. Um, but I don't know, man. There were so many memories and good moments and games for the SEC on CBS that just it'll always have a special place in my heart for sure. You know. Um, but yeah, I like the SEC on ABC and how that's been going the last couple years. Yeah. Oh man. Well, I might try to get some rest, listen to some music here in the car, kill some time. Like I said, I'm waiting on my fiance to get off work and everything. Um, Real quick, one more question from Robert. Does the Big 12 have a contract with TNT and TBS for football? That's a good question. Not that I know of. I'm not really the one for the TV deals and stuff. You want to find that out? Check out Joey Foster and all them, and definitely check with Mark Rogers at the Voice of College Football and all that. They know a lot more than I do, but I just know what's current. You know, the Big Ten's with CBS, the SEC's with ABC and ESPN, ACC's with the CW, Big 12 is Fox, along with the Big 10, because you got the Big Noon and everything. But I don't know. They might have a contract coming up with TNT and TBS. It might even start this year. I don't take my word for it. I don't know, man. First time hearing about it. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream. Not really much else to talk about. I did drop the link a couple times if anyone wanted to show up. I didn't see anyone pop in. I appreciate Robert for showing up tonight. Also, Mr. Neo, Randy Anderson, Roll Tide buddy. Haven't heard from you in a while, but good to see you back. MSU fan showing up in the comments tonight. There was one other. Oh, Daniel Barry. I guess that's it. Anyway, love and appreciate you guys. No show tomorrow, but we will try to get back maybe Friday or Saturday with the live stream. In the meantime, maybe some videos here or there. But I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. God bless and roll tide. Have a great Tuesday night, and we'll see you soon here at BSM. Can't wait for football season. We'll keep making this off season go by quick. We got great content coming your way. Y'all have a good one.